What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why, Cancer, because it's your general energy weekly spread. It's getting better. I'm still working on that melody there, Cancer. And also, if you haven't noticed, Cancer, I'm in the middle of a move right now. I should have, by the time, definitely by the next round of videos, I'll be settled into this new space. So just a little insider on my adventure here, Cancer. But back to you, because with this weekly video, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So Cancer, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. Nice. Looks like we're going to get a closer look at things, Cancer, because you got the 7th card of Virgos here, which is the, what is this? The fine print card. And with this card, this is a card of detail, look closer, introspection, research, be careful, in-depth, pay attention, don't assume, thorough, deep dive, hidden, information, double check, and read between the lines. And with this energy, Cancer, whenever this card pops up, if we are in a place right now where we're reviewing a lot of documents, or if we just been kind of feeling like inundated in paperwork, where I do understand that stuff can be daunting, but especially if this is something, important, Cancer, we want to make sure that we are looking through, checking out the details. Maybe this is something where if it is a lot of, let's say, for example, if we're working through like a bunch of legal papers and you got all that jargon in there, maybe this is something where we get a professional to kind of break this stuff down for us, kind of give us like the highlights and kind of help us, really kind of thorough, pinpoint things that we specifically need to pay attention to. Or this could even be maybe even like if we're going for like a job for, let's say, for example, checking like offer letters and things. Not to say that people are going to pull a fast one, Cancer, but just making sure that everything, and whether it be a job thing or maybe like a contract or something along those lines, just make sure that all the information is as we agreed. And if there's some funny business going on, it may not be, might have been a simple missight, but I feel like just something to make sure we don't want to assume, but that we do want to question and find out what's going on here. But I also feel like for some others, that I'm almost getting like if we've gotten any sort of like maybe like a disagreement or something along those lines. It's kind of popping in my head. I feel like if maybe we had like a misunderstanding with someone as of late, or maybe we, maybe don't understand the situation of how something went down or something along those lines, Cancer. I feel like that there's something that might need a closer look there. Maybe this is like, maybe there were some hidden emotions that weren't being addressed, or maybe this, like if this was a discussion, for example, maybe they were just going through a day and things just kind of just maybe we get in the heat of the moment, things got a little hot. But I feel like that sometimes when we get in those arguments or things, when the emotions can get hot, that it can blur the facts, and I feel like that is just like, it's just, getting something about, just like there's something, just I feel like there's a little bit more in maybe what someone said, or maybe how it was interpreted, or maybe they're not, maybe there was a tone that was Let's get a little bit more on this, Cancer. That's an interesting energy kind of coming through. Okay. Now let's see what we got here, Cancer, because we got the Ace of Disc, the Two of Disc, the Four of Wands, and then the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I do feel like for some of you, you know, if we are just kind of getting back on that area of just like kind of looking over things, whether these are like important documents or, you know, I'm not sure if we're doing something maybe even with like a real estate thing, you know, like with land, or maybe there's something with an exchange of money or something along those lines. But I just feel like that we're just making sure that we see things through completion, you know, that we're not skipping any steps or that we're not rushing through anything, Cancer. And yeah, just that's what I'm getting partway there. But I'm almost feeling like with this, now that this kind of changes the flavor a little bit, I feel like that for some others, that there is this, if we've been maybe thinking about either if we've had an idea, or maybe if there was an idea presented to us, maybe this is like an opportunity to maybe collab or whatever that's looking like. I really feel like, you know, taking this energy and kind of analyzing, you know, where if this seems like it's going to bring you an abundant or be potentially an abundant situation. But I will say, it's a weird mix, Cancer. You know, I feel like if you know, kind of read the energies, but if someone I feel is offering you like a get rich quick thing, you know, definitely take that with a grain of salt. Let's definitely do some research, Cancer. And I know I don't need to tell you that, but just a little something to put out there. But I do feel like this, if this does feel like a genuine offer, just definitely think about, you know, before we make it a decision, just seeing how this would change things up for you, because this is Jupiter and Capricorn here, this Two of Disc. And I feel like it's like, speaking of Jupiter, and I feel that it's like asking if this is something that you want to really wholly invest yourself in. Do you see yourself being accomplished in this energy, you know, or if this is something that you really are passionate about, you know, that it really fuels your fire. With Venus being in Aries, yeah, we want to make sure this is something that we want to see through to completion. Because speaking of Jupiter, we are in a time right now, Cancer, where it's like we're thinking about our foundations and things, with Jupiter being in Taurus for the next year, and that's going to be forming sextiles with wherever your Cancer placements are at. And so we are thinking about maybe multiple, and this could be something too, Cancer. Maybe this is like a, you know, some, even if this is not like a really big thing, this could maybe even be like some little side incomes or something that we might be going in. Or maybe this is even something where if this is not like a monetary thing, maybe this is even just like creating some stuff. You know, maybe you want to maybe start like a group, you know, because Pentacles can deal with, or the disc, they can deal with our health, our manifestation, our money, of course, and our material resources. Maybe we're thinking about maybe even like starting up like a community type thing, or like a workout thing, or just something to do with the health. Or this could even be where, I mean, this could maybe even be like a charity thing, Cancer, because even when you think about Virgo energy, Virgo is very much a sign of service. So maybe this is something you've been wanting to do a deeper look into, how we can give back abundance. Maybe you've been feeling, and I hope so, Cancer, you've been feeling this really abundant state, and maybe you've just been wanting to, yeah, just spread the abundance around, you know, kind of lift the spirits up. But let me get a little bit more. I think there's a little bit more on this Wheel of Fortune here, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more on that. Which, wouldn't that be lovely? That's a great problem to have. Let's see what other abundance Jupiter has here for us. Interesting. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ace of Swords. And so with this, Cancer, you know, because the Wheel of Fortune can also deal with cycles. And if we've been thinking that there's been in need of a change, you know, if you've been feeling that in your gut, then I feel like it's really paying attention to that and acting upon that. You know, I feel like this is where we do a deep dive, like internally, you know, and just checking in, just if something doesn't, because you got a lot of nice little cycles here with the Four of Wands being at completion, you know, Wheel of Fortune being a cycle. You know, if we just feel like we've gotten the most out of maybe a situation that we're in, you know, we don't see any chance for growth or anything along those lines, how can we take action, take this information that we know, and then grow from that, you know, see what the next chapter is looking like. So Just a little something to think about there, Cancer. I like that though. Great. Fantastic. Start all abundant and stuff. I'm with it. See what else you got here. Cancer, now the cards are jumping all over the place. Hold on. Oh, okay, Cancer, stay calm. Talking to me. You got the 5th card of Taurus. Yeah, I gotta work on that. Which is the broken vase card. With this broken vase. This is a card of hardship, misfortune, trial, overcome, crisis, 2 steps back, change of state, grief, fix it, opportunity, pressure, burden, destroy, adversity, accident, disappointments, and setback. And you know, Cancer, I feel like these energies couple together very nicely, this Virgo card and this broken vase here, because when we do find ourselves in like, because this is, to me, is just, it's a nice way of saying, you know, we might be going through a tower moment right now, or possibly in the future. And the thing with these hardships and these misfortunes, these trials that, you know, it feels like that the universe and higher selves puts us through, is to find the abundance in that, is to read between the lines and and really pay attention to, we're sure, yeah, like, you know, this we got glass all over the place, but it's just like, do we just want to keep looking at this glass, or how can we clean this mess up and maybe even form a new vase? Or maybe you want to turn it, maybe you want to change things up, maybe you want to turn it to a bowl, you know, Cancer. It's just taking these opportunities, taking these misfortunes, because it's always going to happen, Cancer. These broken vases is guaranteed in a cycle. But the nice thing is about this stuff, where we may not be able to prevent this stuff from happening per se, we can affect how we feel about it, and that's a really beneficial for us, as, you know, in particular, Cancer, because we're a sign of, we can feel to such a degree and feel so much that when we do learn to observe our emotions in these you know, in these fluctuations of energies, it really does help us find the energy. It helps us, you know, get this insight, this wisdom to turn adversity to our advantage, you know, and to turn a setback into something successful. You know, it's a matter of changing the perspective, you know, thinking about how we can, because again, Jupiter and Capricorn, how can we take this energy and get abundance out of this stuff, you know? And it might take a little bit, Cancer, you know, however this tower broken vase might be translating. And you know, we are in a time where we're really in a time of just like thinking about that long term, and, you know, getting into, because we're going to get really reflective here towards around Virgo. Speaking of Virgo, around Virgo season, things are going to start, definitely going to be going more within Cancer, but there are opportunities all over the place, you know, when we're, especially with all the change that's going down right now. Pluto's been going to work, and then, you know, once it settles into Aquarius next year, is really going to be off to the races. You know, Neptune's going, it's just a lot that's going down here, Cancer. But again, that's a bonus, because where, yes, all these, you know, where things might be leaning one direction, that just leaves us, how can we fill in that void? You know, how do we want to take these seeds, and what new garden do we want to grow with this stuff, Cancer? But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Cancer. See what we got here. Oh, Cancer, all right, you heating up there, Ace. So you got the Ace of Wands, the Princess of Cups, the Two of Swords, and then you have the Seven of Discs here. And you know, something we want to be careful about, Cancer, when we do find ourselves in situations. You know, the Seven of Discs can be a card of feeling like, feeling like that things haven't been going your way, or that maybe we've done something wrong on this journey, or maybe it's like, how could we have not seen this coming, you know, or something along those lines. We want to be careful, you know, thinking that if we feel that we failed in some kind of way, or something along those lines, because that keeps us, that's another way that we may not be seeing how abundant a situation can really be if we just focus on the fact that it's like, oh, this happened and I you know, I just screwed up. It's just like, okay, well, sure, you might have made a mistake, but what did you learn from it? And then how can we find that balance again? You know, this is the moon in Libra, and when you think about the moon, our ruler, she's constantly just going through cycles. You know, where she's the fastest moving luminary in the, you know, body in the solar, you know, in our solar system, and she's, you know, so we're feeling a lot and we're going through a lot. And but the nice thing though, Cancer, is that these things do change, and it's meant to show us where we might be feeling like where our foundation might be weak and where we need to pay some more attention to, you know, feed some energy into that. Really pay attention to those emotions, and really, you know, when we're going through this time, be kind to yourself, Cancer. Be compassionate, because it's just like we're gonna make mistakes. That's the beauty of life though. But they make us stronger, they make us more resilient, and then we rise back up again and then go with gusto, because now again, we've gotten some insight here. And then with the Seven of Pentacles as well, same thing, Disc Pentacles. It's like, okay, when we were investing in this thing, you know, it's just like, were we even getting the energy that we wanted out of it anyway? You know, because maybe this Tower moment was trying to indicate like, hey, time to change direction. Maybe this wasn't the path that you've gotten, again, everything that you've needed out of this thing. And maybe there's time to, and this could be maybe, and not to say, you know, that we're quitting jobs or anything, Cancer, but this could be maybe we're thinking about a career change, or maybe we've gotten I don't want to say we've gotten the most out of a relationship, because I don't want it to sound like we've cutting something off, but if you're noticing that the growth isn't happening and you know you do feel some dissonance, that could be something where we're putting up some boundaries even, you know, just something along those lines, Cancer. But I feel it's just when we do get in these situations, finding comfort in the, you know, in the like, okay, yes, this has gone down, process this stuff, but then, yeah, how's this going to, what is this situation trying to teach me? Because that's when you think about like, Queen of Cups, one of our cards, she appreciates everything that's happened to her, good, you know, negative and the positive. Because the negative, because without the negatives, who knows how she would be operating now? You know, this could be a completely different scenario. So it's one of those things where, sure, it's just like, why could things go this way? And it's just like, because that's where higher self was trying to lead you. It's all divine timing. It's just, it's doing that deep dive, paying attention to the signs, and, you know, just really maybe doing some meditation, whatever that is. But these hardships are meant to just make you harder, Cancer, make you stronger and really just more resilient. I like that, Cancer. All right, let's get some tea and let's get your last oracle card. All right, Cancer, last little bit here. Nice, because that's how we do it, Cancer. We get right back up. You got the second card of Leo's here, which is the Pioneer card. And with this card, this is a card of boldness, destination or bust, the cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territory, resourceful, team, gotcha 6, and unflappable courage. And here's the thing, Cancer. You know, I feel this is exactly where, because when I think about that resourcefulness, that's exactly what this energy is trying to show you. You know, when we get in these situations like this, how resourceful you are, and whether that be in your own kind of resources, or if it's hitting up someone, you know, to get you 6. You know, hitting up a friend, a family member, or, you know, maybe even a coworker. We're close with our coworkers like that, but, you know, it's meant to strengthen you, Cancer. And here's the thing, even if we do need to ask for help, that to me is not a weakness. That's a testament of strength, because we've seen we recognize a limitation here. It's just like, okay, this is where I can meet with these resources that I have, you know, just me. You know, it's just like, okay, let's branch out, you know. But and I feel like that too, Cancer, when we do get in this place, because it's, you know, when we're asking for assistance, I feel that it really strengthens that bond as well, because then it shows too, you know, how just, it reminds you of just how loving, the people are around you, the people who are around you, just, shows just like how abundance can come in many different forms, that even in a tough, broken base situation, we can still find brilliance in this, whether this be through people, however this is looking. But it's a long journey, Cancer, and there's going to be people, universe just loves kind of dropping. I don't want to say loves, but, just likes to set up little bases along the way, little towers. And we just go with boldness, Cancer. We journey into, because it's every day, it's just every moment, it's uncharted territories. But when we get used to I feel like just being comfortable with the unknown, and just really trust those feelings, Cancer, that higher self is trying to guide you to something great here. Become a pioneer. Absolutely. It really is just like an uplifting feeling there, Cancer, to show, just it brings this sense of confidence and pride in yourself as well. Just like, all right, that's how we do a broken base situation. But let's get some tarot on this. Where'd you go? There you are, girl. What's good? She popped up in your other reading there, Cancer. Look at that. You just leveled up here, because that's what we were talking about. Let me get the rest of your cards here. Nice. Because you got the Five of Cups, our card, Queen of Cups, and then the Hanged Man. More? Nice, Cancer. Hold on. Let's switch back over, because that was brilliant. Because listen, Cancer, with the Five of Cups, sometimes we can be disappointed or get let down or things with how maybe a situation has gone down, with maybe how we've handled something, maybe how someone else has handled something, or just where life is at in general. But I do feel like that sometimes when these broken vase, well, not really sometimes, all the time, I feel when these broken vases pop up here, they're meant to help us see from a different perspective, because if we've been, the Hanged Man is there to kind of not necessarily like slow us down, but to just, because sometimes we can get in this place where we feel that like these hardships are too much, and how can we possibly overcome this thing, and kind of paint these grander hurdles or obstacles than what's really going down. And so the Hanged Man asks us to really slow down for a second and really consider how we're feeling about a situation. And once you really tune in, Cancer, because the thing with the Queen of Cups, like I was saying, all of these experiences, this whole thing, she's still feeling abundant in all of this. Her abundance hasn't gone anywhere, because the nice thing about this, with the aces, they're seeds, and it's just like when we're in an opportunity, it's just like, okay, what new seeds or what can I grow with this new foundation, because you look at that, you went from a princess and now you're a queen. So, and because here's the thing, Cancer, we're not just always going to be, as life goes on as well, because I think I might have mentioned this, but it's like when we're in our princess state, we're going to have princess problems. That's how life works. But then when we've graduated to queen, we get queen problems. But that's just the universe reminding you that you can handle it, that you got this, queen. And it's to reflect on that and remind yourself how you have grown in this, that this isn't the first time that you've gotten in a weird situation. It's just remembering that and remembering that, just like the last cycle, you always rise above. You find that energy, you find that grit, and you have the power to change this stuff and get this and bring whatever this situation is to a close. So I'm with it. I like that, Cancer. Because really all these aces here, just all I see is just opportunities. And you will too, Cancer, if we're going through something like this and when we go through something like it in the future. So, but hopefully you like that, Cancer. And if anything resonated, give it a thumbs up and share this. If you know someone who may be going through a tough situation right now, maybe kind of going through some tough feelings, because I get it. It's not to make light of these situations. And I will say, Cancer, too, while we're going through this stuff, Because I mean, yeah, other than, yeah, we got some good little cups here, but make sure that we are, we're processing these feelings. I feel like that is especially important for us, considering how emotional our sign can be. But that, again, that's not a weakness, that's an advantage, because we become more familiar with this stuff, and yeah, when we become more familiar and more balanced with these energies, it gets easier to find that peace in these situations, Cancer. And then subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I have these videos each week. And something maybe to think about. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, maybe even talk about a broken base situation. I'm working on how that's about to look. But it might be something I just post on YouTube, maybe we'll see. But yes, that's what it's all for. Posting positive affirmations, encouraging things, and then definitely as the group grows, I want to do, you can schedule different meditations. Maybe we can do like, finding abundance with the Wheel of Fortune, or, reflecting with the Queen of Cups. Something lovely like that. Oh, that'd be nice, girl. But so there's information for that in the description box. And then Cancer. I don't know if you've heard, but I have a channel specifically for you, Cancer. My sun sign's in Cancer. And it's for wherever you have Cancer placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, my Mercury, Venus. I'm on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. Queen of Cups actually popped up in the reading that I did earlier for the channel. So I was just like, oh, just all the support here. Queen of Cups, you're in your Cancer. You're in energy right now, Cancer, so live it up. And then one more thing, Cancer. Speaking of support from that other channel, well, I don't know if I said anything about that. Moving on, but I've been getting a lot of love from some readers in the community, and it's actually been really fantastic. So I'm trying to spread the love back here, Cancer. So I've posted. I'm gonna start sharing some stuff in like I'm getting me in technology, Cancer. I'm getting more tech savvy. I'm gonna start posting some stuff on YouTube more, and I'm gonna branch out. It's been Sagittarius that brought it to my attention that I need to get my stuff together. So I'm getting there. But yeah, I've tagged them. I think that's what you call it, Cancer. Their links for their channels are in the description box. They're amazing. Check them out. All that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you some prize cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. I love it. You got the Six of Cups here, Cancer. I feel like with the Six of Cups, because this is the Sun in Scorpio here, and let me get your other Oracle card. Because with the Six of Cups, and with it being the Sun in Scorpio, I feel like it's like that deep dive, that doing that in-depth feeling of, or that in-depth look at when we're going through like a broken vase situations. It's finding where the abundance is at. Like, ooh. Oh, I love it. It's finding where the abundance is at, and then manifesting new opportunities. You got the Create card here upright. And Cancer, that is, what a better way to make a tower moment, because this is a pleasure card here. And it's like, what better way to make a broken base tower situation pleasurable than by creating opportunities out of it and finding the little nuggets of wisdom and things that can help you grow from a Princess of Cups to a Queen of Cups and keep that elevation going. So, remember, Cancer, this is meant to help strengthen us and meant to sharpen our skills, and then with time we just get a little bit better, and a little bit better, Cancer, until you're owning it. I mean, just your abundance is just following all over the place. And here's a little fun fact, Cancer: Jupiter's exalted in our sign, so Jupiter's at home, or closest outside of Sagittarius and Pisces house. Jupiter loves to kick it with us too, Cancer. So that's an encouraging sign, having the planet of abundance on in it being good favor with the planet of abundance. So, and luck. So think about that, Cancer. Let that ruminate. So, all right. I think I'm gonna. Did I say ruminate? Let that ruminate on that, Cancer, and let that thought permeate. Whatever. Move it on. You didn't come here for a dictionary lesson, so you stay safe out there with all these broken vases and just life stuff, Cancer. And you raise your vibration through the roof, Queen of Cups, because you can. You're a pioneer, Cancer. And you know what? You'll be able to, if being able to tackle these situations like a boss is going to inspire others to trailblaze as well, Cancer. So set the tone, set the pace. Let's Ace of Wands and get this thing moving. And I will catch you on the next one. Later. Well, if you come over to the charity and friends, I'll catch you tomorrow.